now at the point we're going to do table topics. So it's my pleasure to turn it over to distinguished Toastmaster Judith Ferber. Judith?
What would you make it happen is your New Year's resolution? So let's start with our PQD. Keith Jackson, what is your
Thank you, Judith.
New Year's resolution?
Thank you, Judith. For 2023, I thought of all the things that I did not accomplish in 2022. That's haunting me a little bit. But I think the most important thing that I'm working on, and I've already started, is to get my fitness in order. And what I've done, I've started working on a Peloton tread. So I have been, what I really love about the Peloton is it monitors your results. So daily I see what I've burned in calories, how many miles I've run, how many times I spent on stretching. So it's been really incredible for me because I'm sort of anal as an engineer, and I just thrive on the analytics. It has been good for me to really commit to a goal like this, but more importantly, having a mechanism for me to be able to monitor and see exactly where I am. So that's what I have for 2023, and I encourage everyone to take care of your health as your #1 priority. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much. I agree. As they say, your health is your wealth, right? This is our second one. As you reflect on your current life, ask yourself, is something missing? What can I do to improve it? And this is for Pat.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes,
What's missing from my current life, and what would I do to improve it? Well, God, there's loads of things missing from my current life, and some of it I can't improve, and some of it I can. So the thing probably that's most, I haven't got a lot of it over the last couple of years, and my attempt to improve that is to try and get to bed on time. And it's really difficult because my brain becomes really active in the evening time and late at night. And that's when I do my best thinking, or a lot of it. So I'm inclined to not want to go to bed, to stay up and get stuff done. And, well, that turns into later mornings and sometimes tiredness during the day. But that's why the brain goes active and it becomes a rather vicious cycle. So what I've done this year is that I've tried to get myself towards bed around midnight and tried to get myself out of it at some time between 7 or 8, maybe 9, depending on how much sleep I need. Attempt to bring myself back to a more balanced and slightly healthier lifestyle. So the missing thing was sleep, and the improvement is go to bloody bed, Pat. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you. Sounds good to me. This is our next one. When you really want something, you will find a way. When you don't really want something, you'll find an excuse. So, Jack, where is Jack?
I'm here.
Jack Kaminsky. That's your question.
I was hoping you
Hello.
wouldn't call on me. I wanted to garner,
Why not?
I wanted to garner the best answer that I could before I answered your question. No
Well, here's your
more
chance.
excuses this year. I have resolved. Whoops, sorry about that. Of course, a different phone would ring. Ignore it. I resolved that I would not have an excuse this year. I am going to do what I need to do to take care of my health, to take care of myself, to grow my hair back, and to make sure that this year is going to be even better, much, much better than last year. There are other things that I need to do. I need to finish my Toastmasters path. Going to do it. 2 more speeches to finish a path and start on my new one. I've written my first speech for the new one, and hopefully we'll give that in the near future. So, thank you for thinking about me, for calling me, and I have no excuses for this year. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Jack. That was wonderful. And this is our next one. Every year you make a resolution to change yourself. This year, make a resolution to be yourself. And that is for Danielle, and I cannot pronounce your last name.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Well, first of all, for those who don't know, my last name is pronounced Nsengimana. I really love this quote because this was almost word for word one of my resolutions. I think it's one thing to know yourself, and that is the first step to being yourself, but it's another thing to actually honor who that is, who you discover that to be, and to live in a way that is respectful and honorable to who that person is. Hopefully I will garner the strength to go against the norm when it's necessary to honor who I am. Hopefully I will find a way, instead of finding an excuse, to stay true to myself. I think as someone who was born into the more modern side of things, it made it difficult for me to discover who I truly was due to interferences of things like technology and quite a chaotic world at times. But having taken some time to step away from all that and learn who I am, now I hope to, really put this quote into practice and live in accordance with who I discovered myself to be. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Danielle. Certainly. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but people who put them into effect are extremely rare. So, Jessper, what do you think you have any ideas to make it happen in the new year?
Thank you, Table Topics Master Judith. I love this quote. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but people who put them into effect are extremely rare. We hear about the idea of 1% reaching these significant goals. For me, myself, I wanted to reach a significant goal of running a marathon. And last year I had the opportunity to actually accomplish the Honolulu Marathon in Hawaii. It was a significant accomplishment. Not many people get to run marathons. I'm not sure what the percentage is, maybe 1%, but when we look at these significant goals, we see that it's extremely rare. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because these extremely rare people give you the opportunity to feel inspired to reach significant, actions and accomplishments. So when you plan your year for 2023, take the time to see what great actions you can take. Although it is rare, it is absolutely possible for you to achieve significant goals. So although ideas are a dime a dozen, continue to plan and have a significant year. You may be one of those rare people who are in the top 1%. So thank you, Table Topics Master Judith.
Thank you, Jessper. Well, that sounds fabulous. The next one is, make it happen for yourself because no one else will. And we have somebody named Taisha. Would you like to participate in Table Topics?
Yes. No way it happened for you with no one else. Well, okay. I'm sorry, I don't understand this question. So
Well, make it happen for you, for yourself, because no one else will. So something that you have to do yourself because you just have to do it. Because no one else will. So just think of anything that comes into your mind. It doesn't have to be a perfect answer.
oh yes, yes. Okay. No one else will. Okay. I understand this question. So no one else will. Okay. No one else will.
Or you can answer a question that was already asked before. You can say anything, it's table topics. Whatever comes to your mind is all fine. And if you don't want to, it's also okay.
It's a difficult question, but okay. Maybe this is the if we accomplished this, I will be called Legend Toastmasters. Maybe I want to be a champion in the world public speaking contest and be a international president in the Toastmasters. So double accomplishment. So maybe in the Toastmasters history, there are no person who becomes champions and international president. Maybe this is difficult because if we are the international president for a while. We can't join the contest. But after a few years, I'm sure I certainly joined the contest again and won the world champion. Maybe this is my idea because no one else will. That's all.
Thank you. Well, that's a thought. That's a good idea. Next one we have here. Good resolutions are simply checks that men draw on a bank where they have no account, said Oscar Wilde. So let's hear what Harold has to say about this one.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Good resolutions are simply checks that men draw on a bank account, on a bank where they have no account. The idea, they hope to do something, but they do not do it. That's right. They want to do something, but they do not do it. Why am I talking like this? I'm talking to Harold. I have to gather the inner resources to get rid of the clutter in my environment. That's what my new resolution is, to get organized. But when I say that, why do I think of myself as saying, you're just talking? You have to get it done. Do it. And do something every day. Get rid of a little bit of something every day. And also get rid of the procrastination. A bank, when you talk, well, you want to, it's like you have a dream and you don't really put any physical action to it. There is no account. There's nothing there. To have a bank account, you have to have money. And money means you took the energy to deposit it. So we all have good resolutions. We all mean well, but we do not follow up with deeds and actions. And we have to garner those actions because we have to garner the resources within to make them happen. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Harold. That was a really tricky one here. So I have a couple more of this. The way to achieve your own success to be willing to help somebody else get it first. So Muriel, this is your question or quote rather.
The way to achieve your own success is to be willing to help somebody else get it first. I love Iyanla Vanzant. Absolutely. I am one of her biggest fans, and I agree totally, because to me, it speaks to what is called the law of circulation. So what you give, you get, and what you receive, you are able to just give it out even more. And so what I found in my life is that when I assist someone to reach their goals, there's always a value, there's always a benefit, there's always been something in it for me. I either learn how to be more of myself, I either learn how to do something different in my life that will improve whatever it is I'm seeking to do. So it's like, because we're all one, I get to really be successful by helping others reach their idea of what success is or what their goals may be. So I think this is a fabulous quote, to be able to help someone achieve their success, and then I receive something as well. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much. I always like this quote. And I have just one. I can't have any more, Mr. Toastmaster. I just have one more question. Yes? No?
I guess yes. We'll just run late.
Okay, this is it. A truth of the matter is that you always know the right thing to do. The hard part is doing it. Let's see. Let's find Aprille. This is your question, and this is our last Table Topics question.
Judith, these have been excellent questions as we start our year. Thank you for bringing these up to our attention. The truth of the matter is you always know the right thing to do. The hard part is doing it. I have lived with this truth for many years. I was married for 35 of those years to Tex. That was my pet name for him. Great guy. And he would say, Aprille, the more mature person needs to take the lead. And I would want to stomp my feet. I didn't want to be the more mature person and do the right thing necessarily. So kicking and screaming sometimes, I would go about figuring a way to pull it out. Find the truth, do the right thing. And I always then, being more mature, would find a glorious happening as a result of that. If I want to hide from the truth, bad on me. But if I want to rise to the occasion, good on me and everyone else. Thanks so much for the question, Judith. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ray. And
Thank you
now
so
our
much.
third excellent evaluator, our Table Topics Evaluator, Vicky Trabosh.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially our table topic speakers today. As someone who knows that the power of evaluations for table topics is important, I was not only listening to each of you to give you feedback, but I was also looking to see any general themes. So let me get started. First of all, many of you had good endings. Every single person started strong. And I would just like to say to Taisha, I really appreciated the way you didn't try to make it up without knowing what it meant. Judith, I love the way you jumped in to give him an explanation. But one of the things to do with an explanation, especially for someone who is struggling to understand it, is one, to slow down, and two, to try to come up with an example, not just say, well, what do you have to do for yourself that others can't do? You might say, as an example, I have to take care of my own health. My doctor cannot do it. Something that is more universal, but I have to say, even though you didn't make the time, I really appreciate what you did, Taisha. Good humor. makes a short story really good. I will go to bloody bed when I think of you tonight, Pat, because you gave us this universal idea. Just go to bloody bed. And that's definitely not an American expression, but it's a good one regardless. Jessper, I really thought that your quote was great and you repeated it. So you let us get with you. And it also gives you that little bit of a pause to go, what am I going to say about this? The one thing I would caution you and encourage you to do, slow down a little bit. One, we're an international audience, as everyone has said. I want everyone to get the power of your words. You ran one of the greatest marathons in the world, which is the one in Hawaii. I know of that one as a spectator, but I have to say that if you could just slow down a little bit, we'll be able to grab what you say. Harold always gives us great examples of taking his topic and then gives us a universal wisdom. Very powerful, Harold. And I love the way you do that. And he was so present. He garnered our attention twice. Did y'all hear that? Were you listening as much as he was involved? That's really important. Muriel, you do a wonderful job about showing your heart. John speaks of your smile, but it is I always say to my granddaughters, if you're confident, you're beautiful. And I got to say, you are a stunner. Put your phasers on stun, Muriel. You bring it, and your wisdom and your beauty shine through. And that's a powerful thing for a speaker to do. Daniel, good job stepping up. You're very vulnerable for us. And that's what we look for in speakers. For those of you who don't know, Daniel is brand new to Toastmasters, and he is here to improve. So some of us who have been speaking for a long time, let's help younger Toastmasters like him really grow. Finally, Judith, excellent job on the table topics. The one caution I would have, great job putting the quote up. Turn your slide off so we can see our speaker up front. They're over on a little slide. Other than that, excellent job today, everyone. Congratulations, Madam General Evaluator.